Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome back to A Course in Miracles. I'm Tomas Garza, and we're going through one of my favorite sections of the workbook here, lessons 181 through 200, where day by day, we take a look at a single obstacle that blocks our awareness of love's presence. In other words, it blocks our self-awareness. Oh yeah, self-awareness. And each day we go through and work on a particular blockage. These are some powerful lessons. These are powerful opportunities for us to concentrate some focused time and some focused effort. And they're quite beautiful, quite profound lessons, all of them. And can't we say that about every single lesson here in the workbook? We really can. We really can, can't we? So let's jump right in here. Lesson 187 today says, I bless the world because I bless myself. Okay. I bless the world because I bless myself. So what's going on here? On the surface, yes, we're all one, and we've seen that in many different ways here in the workbook already, and we'll see that in many ways yet to come, because there are 365 of these lessons, and we're at 187, which means there's more oneness coming down the pike for you. So it's good. We'll have many opportunities to read about this. And what's more important than that is that we'll have many opportunities to practice this. Spirituality, as always, is all about application. It's not enough simply to understand the words. While that's helpful, it's not enough. One must then apply this. This is what is meant by taking one's practice, if you have a meditation practice, off the cushion. If you do yoga, this is what is meant by taking your practice off the mat. One must apply what one learns in a formal setting. Always. Otherwise, it's just things, it's just stuff that we know. That's it. So we find, to do this. All right, so I bless the world because I bless myself. What's really going on here is we're taking a deeper dive, as we've done before, into giving and receiving. And what we're doing is we're comparing and contrasting giving and receiving in the world of the ego, and giving and receiving according to the thought system of the Holy Spirit. And as you can predict, they're diametrically opposed, aren't they? Now, in the world, when we give something tangible away, let's say, just for the sake of argument, the first thing I grab here is my pen. All right. So if I give you my pen, I'm out of pen, according to the thought system of the world. I'll have to seek another pen or steal one from a business. Kidding. I mean, who hasn't just kind of haphazardly walked out of a hotel or a business with a pen? You need it, and you realize, oh, oops, well, I guess I took their pen. Yeah. But when we're giving something away in the world, doesn't matter if it's a pen or a car or $200 or something. In the world, we're out that object. So according to the thought system of the world, the giver is poorer for having given. However, we have ample proof, even in the world, that that's actually not the case. It's actually not the case, is it? Because how does one feel being the giver? Yeah. It's always very important, isn't it? It's always very important, isn't it? You end up realizing you receive as well as give, or you received back a gift in kind that is truly amazing. And even then, we're not really talking about that in lesson 187. What we're talking about here is that the thought system of the Holy Spirit looks at it in this way, that things in the world simply represent the thoughts that made them. This is another way of saying that all of awakening is an inside job, that what's happening in the outer world, what we appear to be involved in, what we see with our eyes, what we hear with our ears, etc., are symbolic of what's going on in our own mind. Things but represent the thoughts that make them. So in this thought system, which by the way is true, what happens is when we give things away, they're not really things, but ideas. Now, what happens in the world when you give away an idea? When you give someone love, when you walk down the street and smile at someone and say hello, and you mean it from the bottom of your heart, you gain, don't you? You feel good, the other person feels good. And when they smile back at you, you know that you have the love that you just gave. We have a life here in the world that's full of those examples. Give an idea away, the idea is strengthened. This is central to the thought system of A Course in Miracles. Give an idea away, it is strengthened. That's how you know you have it. You receive it back. Love is strengthened by its extension. In other words, it's strengthened. It is magnified. It is multiplied exponentially by our giving it away. This is the central crux of lesson 187 here. I bless the world because I bless myself. So, because there's no one out there, right? Things but represent the thoughts that made them. We're all oneness when we extend love and bless other people, animals, the planet itself. We bless ourselves. It's quite literally the same thing. So this is something that is presented in A Course in Miracles, and it is described in some of the really wonderful texts and books that have been written about A Course in Miracles. It's the idea that no one is out there, no one separate is out there. There is no separation of any kind. When we extend love, we are blessing other people and the world. And because there is no other, we're blessing ourselves. Think about when you extend love to people. Think about you walking down the street, smiling in a good mood with a high vibrational energy. People are drawn to that. And similarly, if you are scowling and you have a heavy thickness to you and you're angry, throwing things at people, flipping them off, maybe telling them off, saying nasty things and sneering, well, people will want to get away from you. Life is full of these examples. So a lesson like this one in A Course in Miracles seems really, really obvious, doesn't it? But we have to think about it differently. That is the whole purpose of this workbook, is to get us to think about things and to approach things differently. And that's what Jesus and the Holy Spirit are up to here, is a reversal of thought systems. It is a switch from the ego to the Holy Spirit. It's a switch from hatred and fear to love. That's what it is. And the workbook is specifically designed to help us with this reversal of thought system. It's a 180, guys. This lesson helps us tremendously. When you study and contemplate, and more importantly, when you practice this lesson, this will help tremendously toward the journey that we're all on, from the thought system of fear to the thought system of love. Only love is real, guys. Remember, nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace of God. Well, I feel like I've said that before. Oh yeah, feels like I'm going to say that again. All right, thank you all for tuning in here today. And really, really, I encourage you and invite you to go deep in your practice, whatever amount of time you have available to both read the commentary here in the workbook and to put it into practice in your own life. You bless the world because you bless yourself. It's the same. All right, guys, thank you so much, as always, for tuning in, and we'll see you again here on the next lesson.